Hey, what is going on, webheads? Roundaway here, and do y'all remember Sally Face? Okay, in case you don't, Sally Face is a point-and-click adventure horror game. It originally came out in 2016 on Steam and was released in multiple parts. I think there's 5 parts. It's completed now, by the way, but it was ported later to consoles like the Switch and PlayStation, and also Xbox as well. Basically, just it's on every console now, and it's fully complete. And if you're anything like me, you probably first heard about this game through YouTubers like Jacksepticeye, who did a full Let's Play on the series. I mainly only remember the first part of it though, and I've been meaning to actually go back and play it for myself, so hey, what better time than now to just do it? I just felt like doing because it's a long overdue game, and it's a game I think about a lot, but I just never went back to. The game starts with you waking up in an abandoned empty hospital with just you and pitch black darkness. You turn on the lights and it's clear that you've been in some type of accident, considering your face is all like bandaged up and bloody. You pick up the phone and it's your dad calling, and he's telling you to meet up and find him. So yeah, you make your way out. You end up finding a key that's hidden behind a drawer. You slide the drawer, pick up the key, and then you're able to get out. Now in this part of the game, you're actually supposed to walk through one of these doors, and if you don't walk through the right one, it'll send you back to the main hallway. I don't really know why it's like this, to be honest. It just kind of is. It's not really hard or anything. Like, it took me like 2 tries for me to actually figure it out. I don't know if it's the same every time or not, but yeah, you make your way outside and you see a bunch of people gathered around in like funeral attire. And a little bit further down, there's a tree with a dog laying next to it, and you go to pet and talk to the dog, and then the dog just starts talking, and it tells you that it buried that person that they're all looking at. You go back to check it out. All the people are gone, and all that's left is a gravestone, and it's your mother's grave. It's like open, like there's just an open hole in the ground. So you decide why not and then just jump into it. Inside there's a tunnel and then a door, and there's a conveniently written number 4 on it. So you press 4 on the number pad. The door opens up and you enter a morgue. You find giant letters written in blood saying it's your fault, and you find your like mom's corpse just laying on like a bed, and then that's where it ends. Then cuts to you, like an older version of you, the main character, Sally, or Sal if you rather, calling this dream to their psychiatrist. Yeah, similar to something like Persona 5, this game takes place in flashbacks and then it cuts to present day where you're recalling everything that happened to a psychiatrist. I really like this like storytelling device, like I don't know, of you just like playing the game like as it's like a story being told to someone else and then it randomly cutting back. I like it because it's just, you can do a lot of interesting things. How like the situation that you're in now and like how it ended up like connecting back to like you telling the story in the present. I think that's one of the best parts about Persona 5 story to me. Anyway, psychiatrist then asks you to recount the time you found a dead body, and that's where the actual game begins. The story of this game basically goes like this. You, Sal, aka Sally Face, and your dad move to this like apartment building. The state is unknown, but you're moving from New Jersey to this place after your mom passed away. And you guys basically just move here to like start over anew. Talk about how you miss your old home, but then your dad reassures you that it will be alright, and when school starts you'll start making friends and stuff like that. And tells you to just like go around and greet your neighbors and stuff and basically just get yourself situated. One thing I just want to say real quick before we get more into the story, I really like this game's art style. I don't know why, but like it has this like familiarity to it. Like I don't know, like it makes me nostalgic. Like I know that just sounds weird, but like it feels like something you would just see on like Adult Swim like late at night. I mean that in like a really good way. It adds to like the sort of like creepy vibe this game has. Like, you know how weird Adult Swim things can be sometimes. Also the music too, it's like this mix of like somber, quiet music along with like relaxing and even like scary at times music. Like there's a lot of like ambience. It really adds to this whole like creepy apartment that you live in, which I'll get into why it's creepy in a second. Also the like environment too, like is also like the cozy element of it. Like it's weird, this game mixes like coziness with like, you know, scary shit in it. I like the weather, like, I don't know, this game just makes you want to, like, bundle up underneath the blankets because it's, like, rainy and, like, overcast and stuff. And it also just has that fall, like, Halloween type vibe, which is funny because I'm playing this in May. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like, a game you probably should just play in, like, October. But hey, it's raining outside right now, so I guess it kind of fit. Also, if you're wondering why this person is called Sally Face, It's because that mask they're wearing is a prosthetic mask because of like whatever accident or, you know, whatever happened to their face. And they got teased for it when they were a kid at school, so they just embraced the name Sally Face, which is what people called them, and then just did their hair like that. But they are a dude. I wanted to mention this because it might sound kind of confusing when I'm saying Sally and he in the same sentence, so yeah, that's just for clarification's sake. People actually living in your apartment are really like weird and interesting characters. Well, some of them are weird, some of them are just normal people. And also, you picked the worst time to ever move into this apartment because a murder recently happened here, so there's like police and stuff everywhere, and a whole complete part of the hallway is just being blocked off by this dickhead cop. One of the first people you meet is Lisa, and she's like the handy woman slash janitor of this entire building. She also lives here with her son Larry, which I'll get into Larry in a second. Yeah, she's super chill and really nice. There's this detective dude who's obviously working on the case. He's also pretty chill, but obviously he doesn't want you as a kid getting involved in this shit. Mr. Addison is a really weird character. He lives on the first floor and he owns the entire building. The place itself is called Addison Apartments, like it's named after him. And we never actually see this dude himself. We only see him talk through the little mail slot on his door. But he seems overall like a nice dude. He's just really, really private. Kind of suspicious if you ask me though. Also, he'll give you this special tea if you say the right phrase. Which that's a little weird. And what's even weirder is that like apparently according to Larry later, it doesn't taste that good, but all the adults like it. I don't know what he's putting in the special tea, but it just, you know, it's just kind of weird overall. There's also rumors of this building being haunted. And with a murderer literally just happening, this doesn't help the case, you know what I mean? And there's a 5th floor to this building too, and it's completely abandoned. However, when you go up there, you find this like weird homeless man, and when you interact with him, he just disappears. So I think there's something clearly worse going on than just this murder that just occurred. Anyways, there's 2 more characters that are important as of right now. That being Charlie, who is the ultimate like stereotypical like Discord moderator. He's got his My Little Ponies and Funko Pops and shit. He's got grease stains everywhere. I don't even know if that's grease, man. It's just unsanitary, and he's really obsessed with like this MLP ripoff show and collecting them, much to the point where when you ask him about it, he just like completely just keeps going and going. And you say you don't know what it is, he just like stares into the void. Yeah, overall this guy is just a freaking weirdo. Last person you meet is Larry. Larry and his mom live in the basement, and to get to the basement, you need access to it with a key card. Thankfully, Lisa's just chill like that, and she just gives you an extra copy, because she's the one who tells you about Larry in the first place, and thinks that it'll be a good idea to just meet him and that they might get along. Turns out she was right, and Larry's just the absolute goat. Like, he's just a really chill and cool dude. Like, he even shows you his like metal album, and you guys just start rocking out to it and stuff. We also do learn that he does have somewhat of a troubled past, as he has a criminal record and stuff, and it's implied that he's stolen things before, but he seems like a pretty cool dude besides all that. You and him basically start talking about what happened in that room where the murder took place. Larry says he saw the whole thing and knew exactly who did it. Obviously you think this is kind of bullshit, but then Larry explains himself. He was helping a woman named Mrs. Sanderson who lives in this building with a clogged toilet. He heard the killer rush into the room and start like screaming and arguing with her. And she tried to calm him down, but it was too late, and the killer slit her throat, then quickly left the premises. Wondering how Larry got out unscathed, he was in the bathroom hiding, like obviously in fear, but he watched the whole thing happen through a crack in the bathroom. And if you're wondering who the guy who actually committed the murder was, it apparently was Charlie himself, and they believe that the motive was because he's really into collecting those My Little Pony action figures or whatever the fuck. So was Mrs. Sanderson, and she had like a really rare collectible, and Sanderson told Larry this while he was unclogging her toilet. So the motive seems to be that he was just trying to like steal it, and he just let his emotions get the best of him and committed murder. And this all makes sense because there's blood, there's like a little bit of blood you can clearly see on one of the statues. Larry says that the only person he's told this to is you. He did try to tell the detective, but the detective wouldn't listen to him without any like actual evidence. So you two decide to come up with a plan to actually like sneak in and prove that it was him. Basically, Larry, I mean, it's implied that he stole this, has like a police radio in his room. And basically what the strategy is, or the plan rather, is that he calls in a fake police emergency call and it'll distract the police from guarding the room. We'll use walkie-talkies to talk to each other, sneak in to view the crime scene. The plan actually goes well, surprisingly. You're able to sneak in. And yeah, you find the crime scene. There's like a bunch of blood and shit everywhere, a police outline. And well and behold, you actually were right. And you notice that one of the statues that she has was gone, of the Little Pony characters or whatever. Now all we need is the evidence. How are we gonna get that? So now the plan is basically to steal back the statue with a little bit of blood on it and give it to the detective, and then case closed. However, if you listen to anything I said about Charlie, he's not gonna just let you touch his fucking toys or whatever. So now the plan is bring him some tea, which you do, and it knocks him out temporarily. He dozes off, but anytime you try to get near the toy, like he'll just instantly wake up. So what you have to do is actually take your dad's sleeping pills, put them in the tea, and then it fully knocks him unconscious. And you're able to take a plastic baggie, slip the toy in it, reveal it to the detective, and yeah, the case closed, right? You did it. Make your way outside. The detective thanks you for like helping him with the case. You see Charlie again and he's sitting in the back of the police car. Case closed, right? You did it. You helped him. Turns out you were actually wrong and you didn't win. Cuts back to the therapy session, right? And the psychiatrist reveals basically that new evidence came out years later that he was actually innocent, believe it or not. And yeah, that basically you just sent this innocent man to jail for all these years. However, Sally's not convinced and he still thinks he did it, which I think so too. This is some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, it literally, like, what else could it have been? Maybe we'll see in the next chapters. The psychiatrist then starts to talk to Sally about Larry and what happened to Larry after all this time. Sally says basically that him and Larry were friends all throughout high school, and then they eventually lost touch after graduation, and he has no idea where Larry ended up. Psychiatrist also mentions that anytime Larry gets brought up, like, Sally gets like really like upset, or at least seems upset about it. Psychiatrist feels that like Sally's holding back information and says that he wants to help, but Sally's just not like telling everything. And right before Sally actually decides to say something about Larry, their time is up, and the psychiatrist reveals that there's this last session before Sal's trial. Which, yeah, Sal is on trial for murder, which is just absolutely insane, like, bombshell they just drop at the end of this. Not for this murder. Obviously, this is like years after this happened, but still. And the psychiatrist leaves it off with him saying that he doesn't think Sal's an actual murderer, but I mean, what is that really, like, you know what I mean? Like, how is that really gonna help or anything like that? And yeah, that's where chapter 1 basically just ends off. And yeah, this game is really good and I'm super hooked on it, and I can't wait to see what happens next in this story. Like, a very simple plot. This story and game was only really, well, at least this chapter was only 45 minutes, but I think it's really good 45 minutes for what it's worth, you know what I mean? Like, it has a good amount of content, it's decent in length, it has a good mystery and like atmosphere. I would genuinely recommend this game a lot. If you're in the mood for like a spooky, like psychological horror indie game, I say this is it. I feel like more people need to really talk about this game. Also, if you want to see me play more of this, I'll definitely play it. As long as you want to see the other parts of this, I'm down with like reviewing every single chapter. Especially because they're all pretty short from what I understand. Like, they're just like short little stories that you can play through. And yeah, I said this a while ago, but I've always wanted another series on my channel of like things to review, sort of similar to like the Class of '09 series, like where I went through all of it. So definitely let me know if you want more, and I'd be more than happy to play this. But yeah, that's gonna be it. See ya.
You could have left me here, still inside the blood. No one would ever know the chaos control. My true identity, the power that